A traveler in simple clothing walks briskly, glancing around nervously. A man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, a road known for its dangers. Suddenly, a gang of bandits rushes out from behind a boulder. They surround the traveler, pushing him into the ground and taking his bag and coat. No, please! The bandits kick him and leave him lying on the ground, injured and barely conscious. They laugh as they run off, leaving him in the dust. The traveler lies still, groaning softly. Moments later, a priest enters, dressed in fine robes, holding a scroll. He notices the traveler and pauses, but then averts his eyes and continues walking, picking up the pace to avoid him. Instead of helping, he passed by on the other side. The priest hurries away, leaving the traveler alone. Another figure, a Levite, approaches. He's holding religious items, looking thoughtful. He too spots the traveler and hesitates. He even takes a step closer, but then he quickly pulls back, shaking his head. He too crossed to the other side of the road and walked away. The Levite hurries off, leaving the traveler groaning in pain. A Samaritan with a donkey enters, dressed in plain, simple clothing. He notices the traveler immediately and stops. After a moment, he kneels beside him. Are you alright? Can you hear me? Help me, please. The Samaritan opens the satchel, taking out oil and a cloth. He begins cleaning the traveler's wounds carefully, bandaging them with the strips of clothes from his own garment. But the Samaritan, a stranger from a different people, saw him and had compassion. He went to him, cared for his wound. The Samaritan helps the traveler onto his donkey, steadying him. Come, I'll take you somewhere safe. The Samaritan leads the donkey down the road with the injured traveler leaning against him for support. The Samaritan arrives at an inn and helps the traveler down from the donkey. The innkeeper comes out looking curious. He says to the innkeeper, please, take care of him. Here are 2 silver coins. If you spend more, I will repay you when I come back. The innkeeper nods, surprised but grateful, and leads the traveler inside. The Samaritan took the man to an inn, paid for his care, and promised to return to cover any other expenses. He did not ask who the man was, where he was from, or what he believed, or only that he needed help. Jesus, speaking to a crowd gathered around him, including a lawyer who asked the original question. Jesus says, so tell me, who was the neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? The lawyer, reflecting, responds, the one who showed him mercy. Jesus nods and says, go and do likewise. The story of the Good Samaritan, as found in Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37. It's a parable Jesus tells to illustrate the importance of loving others, regardless of social or cultural boundaries. In the story, a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho is attacked by robbers who beat him, strip him of his belongings, and leave him half dead on the road. A priest and a Levite, both religious figures, pass by the injured man without helping him. However, Samaritan, a member of a group despised by the Jews of that time, sees the man and is moved with compassion. The Samaritan approaches the injured man, treats his wounds with oil and wine, and bandages them. He then places the man on his donkey, takes him out to an inn, and cares for him. Next day, the Samaritan gives the innkeeper money to look after the man and promises to cover any additional expenses. Jesus concludes the parable by asking which person acted as a neighbor to the injured man. The answer is clear: the one who showed mercy. Through the story, Jesus teaches that true love and compassion transcend social divisions and that we should show kindness to all, even those different from us.